It seems like LED masks are everywhere at the moment. I can't see a single self-care routine or morning routine without someone popping a red light therapy mask on. But are they actually doing anything for your skin, or is it just a gimmick? In today's video, I'm going to break down the science behind LED therapy, whether these at-home masks are actually worth it, and I'll give you a recommendation for my favorite LED mask that I've tried so far at home. Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. If you're new here, my name's Brianna and I like to make evidence-based skincare content, especially around tools and skincare that's actually working on your own biology. Before we start talking about the science behind LED therapy, I want to say thank you to Project Beauty, who sent me their LumaLux Face Plus, which is a face and neck LED mask, and I've been trying that out for a few months and I'm going to give you my honest review. But before we dive into this mask in particular, I want to talk about whether LED therapy is actually backed by science. So LED stands for light emitting diode, and the concept isn't new at all. Dermatologists and clinicians and even NASA scientists have actually been using LED therapy for years because it's well understood that LED light can affect cell behavior. And this process is called photobiomodulation, which is basically a fancy word that means light affecting cell behavior. What's happening at the cellular level is that there's an enzyme in the mitochondria of your cells, which we all know is the powerhouse of the cells. This enzyme is called cytochrome C oxidase. And what it does is it absorbs the light and it uses it to increase ATP production. And ATP is the energy currency of your cells. And this increased ATP production means that your cells are able to do their job better. So they can heal faster, repair better, and increase turnover, essentially. So in this way, LED therapy is a lot different to things like laser or microneedling because you're not causing any damage to the skin, you're just boosting cellular efficiency. So you can think of it kind of like giving your skin more fuel so that it can recover and regenerate. And you'll notice that a lot of masks, like this one here, actually have a lot of different colors. And so each of these colors is known as a wavelength. And why that matters is because different wavelengths trigger different mechanisms because they penetrate the skin to different layers. In the skin, you have different cells, and how we can target specific cells is by using different wavelengths to go to each layer of the skin to target specific cells, if that makes sense. Red light penetrates into the dermis to help with things like collagen stimulation, repair, and healing because it targets the fibroblasts in your skin. If we look at something like blue light therapy, it is more superficial and it targets things like your sebaceous glands in order to kill acne-causing bacteria. Hopefully that makes sense. So here's the question I had personally. I know that LED therapy is offered, after you get microneedling done in a skin clinic or after you get laser done in a skin clinic to calm your skin, blah, blah, blah. And I was wondering if masks like this were just a gimmick or sort of a watered down version of in-clinic LED therapy. The key thing is that the science of LED therapy is the same whether or not you're getting it done in clinic or you're using an at-home face mask. So the power of the LED lights in an at-home face mask tend to be lower output than in-clinic LED therapy, but you're able to do it more consistently and you save money over time. And consistency with something like LED therapy is actually where you get the most benefit because it's kind of like if you do a very intense workout once a month versus doing moderate, regular workouts. You're gonna see the effects of a more regular, moderate workout than a very intense workout that you do once a month. Photobiomodulation, which is that process that we talked about before, works best when your skin is getting consistent exposure over time versus a single session very irregularly. So now that we understand the science and biology behind LED therapy, I want to show you the at-home face mask that I have been using, which is the LumaLux Face Plus from Project Beauty. And I'm going to show you before and afters and talk about my results that I've had over the last month of using this mask in particular. So something that I love specifically about this mask is that it has this neck panel, which you can also use anywhere on your body. Usually the LED masks that I try just have this face part. That's something that's very unique, and we know that signs of aging first pop up on the neck and décolletage, so it's very important that you're not forgetting the neck. It also has lip coverage. Most masks tend to ignore this area, which, you know, I don't really know why. I've seen, you know, lots of older people get wrinkles specifically around their lips. So if we can add a little bit of coverage there, why not? And something that I really love about this face mask is that treatments are only 3 minutes in length, which if you compare it to something like the face mask I was using before I received this one, which was from Dr. Pen, and I really did like this one as well, but you'll notice that there's a lower density of LED lights. So this one from Project eBeauty has a lot more LED lights than this one. A session using this face mask would take 10 minutes just because you're trying to get the same dose of LED light, and obviously it's going to take a lot shorter of a time if you've got more LED lights that are more powerful in a face mask. From experience, having a shorter treatment time, it means that you're more likely to be consistent, which again is where you're going to get those results. For me, I've been using this mask maybe 5 to 6 times per week. I do tend to use it most nights after I wash my face. I put on both face masks directly onto my clean skin. I don't put anything on my skin. You don't want to be blocking the penetration of the LED light. Sometimes it's hard to notice changes in your skin over a long period of time because you're looking at your face every day, which is why it's so important to do side-by-side comparisons, and I'll do that for you. So I do microneedling at home, as most of you might know. And when I started incorporating LED therapy post microneedling, I noticed that my skin was not nearly as red immediately after treatment. And then also the next day, before I was using LED therapy, my skin used to be like a red tomato face mask on my face the next day. Like I wouldn't be able to really leave the house because it was so obvious. But once I started incorporating LED therapy post-treatment, my skin was maybe a little pink, like a little bit of a sunburn the next day. And that was really shocking for me to see that stark comparison. And that effect aligns with what we know scientifically. So specifically red light and infrared light help to downregulate the inflammatory process, and it encourages collagen synthesis, which is very important for skin healing. So yeah, I mean, the bread's in the bacon, or what's that saying? Bread's in the pudding, pudding's in the bread, something like that. But who I think specifically would benefit from at-home LED face masks are people who are already going into a clinic to get LED light therapy, because again, having consistent exposure to LED therapy over time is more beneficial than getting irregular high-dose LED. So having the combination of the two will mean that you're getting much better benefits and you're seeing greater improvement in your skin over time. If you're someone who does at-home treatments like microneedling, you would also benefit from investing in some kind of at-home LED device because of the way that it helps to aid repair and collagen synthesis after something like microneedling. And you're really going to notice the difference in your skin recovery and the downtime after something like microneedling. Also, using the blue light on these LED masks is something that's really great if you have acneic skin. That blue light has been shown to kill acne-causing bacteria and decrease sebum production. So if you've got specific issues like inflammation, redness, or acne, I really do recommend giving LED therapy a try. It's not something that I had access to when I had, my cystic acne and very inflamed skin. Even now when I get breakouts, I find great benefit from doing 3 minutes of blue light therapy followed by 3 minutes of red light therapy. This mask is great because it's really comfortable to wear, but it does come into contact with your face, so you want to make sure that you're keeping it nice and sanitary, especially if you are struggling with acne. So LED therapy is not magic. It's not going to, get rid of deep set wrinkles overnight or things like hormonal acne, but it's more of a supportive tool. So it's not going to replace good skincare, good diet. Think of it more of a supplement to a good skincare and health routine. These don't come cheap, but if you clicked on this video, I assume that you're in the market for an at-home LED therapy, and and I think this one is a really great option. I've used 3 different LED masks now, and this one from Project eBeauty has been my favorite, and so I'll leave links to Project eBeauty and this specific face mask below if you are interested. This again is the LumaLux Face Plus, because it has the neck panel as well. I feel like my skin has been having great results between LED therapy and microneedling recently, so if you'd like an updated routine, I'll be filming one of those very soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something and it was informative, and I'll be seeing you soon in my next video. Bye.